evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Thursday, April 7, 2022. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Families distraught as 2 more fishermen go missing in Atlantic Ocean. 20 varieties to be tested as Guyana attempts to cultivate wheat. PM orders PUC to take action against 4 telecom services offered in Guyana. COVID, Guyanese urge to get vaccinated, boosted as country braces for BA.2 wave, and with deadline approaching, GRA pleads with citizens to file tax returns. Now for the news in detail. A quarantine fisherman is now feared dead after he fell overboard in the Atlantic Ocean during a fishing expedition on Monday. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael reports that this is the 3rd Guyanese fisherman in the space of 4 days to have disappeared at sea.
The missing man has been identified as 52-year-old Kalichiran Mohabir of Lot 14 Alveston Village Quarantine, Region 6, East Berbice Quarantine. Reports are that Mohabir and a crew of 4 left from the Adventure Canal for sea on Sunday, and the incident occurred on Monday. The evening news was told that Mohabir was in the process of lowering the seine into the ocean when the crew heard a loud splash in the water. When they looked, they did not see Mohabir in the vessel. His sister, Gayatri Mohabir, said they were informed of the incident on Tuesday by the boat owner.
She said there was 4 crew members on the boat. My brother was at the back, and the other 3 was in front. They was letting out the seine, and none out of the 3 crew members in front did not see when my brother fell overboard. They only heard something splash in the water, and the boat continued to drift and through the seine. So maybe where they went at a distance, then they realized that my brother was not in the boat.
The crew returned to shore on Wednesday and have all been taken into custody. Mohabir said she received conflicting reports, including that the now missing man may have suffered from an epileptic attack.
My brother never catch fits. He's not a fits case. Never. Never to my knowledge, my brother never catch fits. I would like the crime scene to come into this matter because I believe my brother was murdered. My brother never catch fits. He went left strong and he go out there. I like them to investigate the crew member. They were telling me conflicting story. The boat captain, I went to Wind Station yesterday, the boat captain was telling me conflicting story. One time they said that they did not see. The crew member said they did not see when my brother fell overboard. And next time they say my brother stand up straight in the boat like he already dead. He tongue come out and he fall overboard. Next time the boat owner, the captain tell me that my brother have a iron in his hand and he go for throw it overboard and he fall overboard. Conflicting story they telling me.
Police took the captain and 3 other crew members to see to identify the location where the incident occurred. Search parties have since been formed and are currently looking for the man. It was also on Sunday that 42-year-old Shani Jagasar of Albert Street, number 79, Corriverton, Berbice, who worked as a fisherman, went missing after reportedly falling into the Quarantine River in the vicinity of Oriala. Investigators were told that Jagasar was on the bow of the boat when he suddenly fell into the river. His body was fished out of the Quarantine River on Tuesday. An autopsy conducted on the body today gave the cause of death as drowning. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, a fisherman from the Essequibo coast went missing following an incident in Suriname's waters. He has been identified as 52-year-old Terence Gomes. In March, 26-year-old Suraj Danishwar, a fisherman and a father of 1 of Rosignol West Bank Berbice, went missing in the Atlantic Ocean after the boat he was uncapsized after being struck by a wave. His body is yet to be recovered. Also missing are 3 fishermen who were attached to Noble House Seafoods Limited. The trawler they were working on capsized in the Atlantic Ocean on February 19, and after weeks of searching, their bodies were not found. Missing are 44-year-old Harold Damon of Lot 4 Water Street, Agricola, Greater Georgetown, 47-year-old Winston Sam of Lot 32 Public Road, Macdoom, Greater Georgetown, and 78-year-old Ronald Burton of Lot 23 Water Street, Agricola, Greater Georgetown. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
Meanwhile, a 52-year-old fisherman of the Essequibo coast is now missing and is feared dead following a boat collision on Wednesday afternoon in Surinamese waters. Shane Marks tells us more.
Missing is 52-year-old Terence Gomes, a father of 5 of Bushlot Region 2, Pomeroon, Supernam. Reports are that Gomes left his home on Saturday last to go fishing with a crew of 5 Guyanese. They were expected back home this week, however the accident occurred. The man's wife of 13 years, Gayatri Singh, says she does not know much about what transpired during the fishing expedition.
My husband left Saturday morning to go to sea with Harry, and he fall in an accident of the boat, and they find 4 men, and then they cannot find my husband. So we don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're looking for my husband or what. I don't know, because there is no contact for me for telling me what's going on, and I'm so worried over him. I worry over for my husband.
Gomes has been in the fishing industry for over 20 years. He is a father of children ages 9, 11, 12, 22 and 24. His wife is praying that he is alive, noting that he is a sole breadwinner of the family.
My husband is a breadwinner for my home. I have 3 kids for him, and I need my husband to come home. I want my husband to come home as alive and safe, because we need him to come home right now. And I ask you guys to help me to look for my husband, and I call upon the government to help me right now. And I hope that you are listening to this video, and I need you to help me. I need your prayer too, and I need you to help me look for my husband to come home. I need him so much.
The Evening News, Shane Marks.
The Guyana government will very soon be testing 20 varieties of wheat as the country attempts to cultivate this product amid soaring world market prices. Find out more in this Bisham Mohammed report.
Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa says the first trial will begin before the end of May, noting that the exercise is an effort to further diversify the country's food sector. Cultivation for the initial trial phase is expected to begin at the Burma Rice Research Station, Region 5, and the project will be led by scientist Dr. Mahindra Prasad. Minister Mustafa explained that the Rice Research Station will be used as a testing location since it has adequate land space. The climatic condition has to also be taken into account. The minister is also examining the possibility of establishing nurseries at strategic locations across the country to test for better growing results. The plan is to have the technical officers assess which of the varieties are better grown here. The Agriculture Minister Ford said that the approach to introduce the new food commodity to Guyana's soil show government's determination to ensure the nation becomes self-sufficient. He said, I quote, "We are very determined that as long as it is successful, we will be going to produce our own wheat, because we can't depend too much on imports. As a country, we have to ensure we produce our own food and be self-sufficient. We can have all the money in the world, and we have seen during the pandemic how many countries are suffering to get food. We in Guyana are very fortunate that we produce most of the food." End of quote. The surge in wheat and other commodities prices is as a result of the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. Both states account for 30% of the world's traded wheat. Bisham Mohammed, The Evening News.
Highlighting the plethora of complaints that have been made by persons over poor quality of internet services, Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips has written the Public Utilities Commission to express the Guyana government's concern and urge the PUC to take action. Vanu Manichand reports.
In the letter addressed to PUC Chair Della Britton, Prime Minister Mark Phillips zeroed in on the reports of poor quality service being offered by telecommunication agencies in the country, especially as it relates to fixed and mobile broadband internet services. To this end, the Prime Minister instructed the PUC to examine the Telecommunications Consumer Protection Regulations 2020 in order to address some of the these concerns and made it clear that he would be following up the procedural requirements for effecting the amendments in the near future. The Utility Commissions was asked to amend Schedules 1 and 2 to include, at minimum, the quality of services parameters with appropriate definitions and standards. This includes availability, packet loss ratio, which can cause dropped calls and buffering, average throughput for packet data, which can also cause buffering, latency, a discernible delay between two persons speaking on the phone, and jitter, video freezing. Just over 2 months after entering office, the People's Progressive Party civic government in October 2020 issued commencement orders for the liberalization of the telecommunications sector in Guyana, thus opening up massive business opportunities for new entrants into the information and communication technology and ITC-enabled businesses to operate locally. It was expected that this would have ushered in more ITC investments. Last year, the Prime Minister had said that the PUC executed some works in preparation for the expected influx of opportunities from the transformed telecommunications sector, including the establishment of an internal monitoring unit to ensure that effective monitoring and compliance with the required quality of service standards are maintained by operators. Reporting for the Evening News, Manic, chant.
After prolonged delays, People's National Congress Reform leader Aubrey Norton and former party chairperson Valda Lawrence are slated to be sworn in as APNO AFC opposition members of Parliament next week. Speaker of the National Assembly Mansour Nadir has said he was informed that the two PNCR officials' names were extracted from the party's list to fill the two vacancies in the National Assembly. Consequently, it has been noted that at next Wednesday's sitting of the National Assembly, Norton and Lawrence are each expected to be administered the oath of office by the clerk, Sherlock Isaacs. Representative of the APNO AFC's list of candidates, former PNCR leader and former President David Granger, had days ago written the Chief Election Officer to extract the two names from the list. Norton and Lawrence will be filling the seats that have been vacated following the resignations of former opposition leader Joseph Harman and former Education Minister under the coalition government Nicolette Henry. Harman, who had initially stepped down as opposition leader on January 26 this year, following mounting pressure from the new PNC executive, had initially planned to remain an MP, but last month announced his resignation from the House. Harman had contested for leadership of the PNC, but lost to Norton, who won by a landslide victory. Granger, who is the immediate past leader of the PNCR, did not contest for re-election. In fact, neither Harman nor Granger had been elected to the Central Executive Committee of the PNC, the highest decision-making body of the party. The PNC executive has already made it clear that it wants Norton to become the next opposition leader. Coming up, 32-year-old man stabbed to death during fight with friends, and Guyana's education system will produce analytical, innovative minds, says President Ali. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
The revenue Guyana receives from oil production increases with the startup of each new offshore development. So far, Liza Phase 1 and 2 are projected to bring in around $1 billion this year. A third project at Payara and a fourth at Yellowtail are already approved. Combined, these projects will generate over 800,000 barrels of oil per day by 2025 and more than quadruple the oil revenues for Guyana.
Your child needs nutrients every day. Enfagrow has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. Enfagrow has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with Enfagrow. Let's fuel the wonder.
This product is not intended to be a substitute for breast milk. Mental development depends on various factors such as stimulation and adequate nutrition. Commercial cow's milk does not contain DHA but contains calcium and other nutrients.
You taste the cheese, you hear the crunch. Grab a zoomers and zoom into fun. And with the first taste, you feel like you don't want it done. Blast off to a whole new place with every single bite. The cheesy goodness bring your taste buds alive. So let's just zoom into fun with this wheel-shaped light. Zoomers, zoomers, zoom into fun.
Oh, how I love my fruta. Wherever you're pouring, I know if you love fruta as much as I do, you'd go for the 1 liter. It's the same great taste, same trusted goodness, packed with vitamins for the whole family. But now it's just a whole lot more for you to enjoy. Only $380 nationwide. Fruta.
Your child needs nutrients every day. Enfagrow has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. Enfagrow has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with Enfagrow. Let's fuel the wonder.
This product is not intended to be a substitute for breast milk. Mental development depends on various factors such as stimulation and adequate nutrition. Commercial cow's milk does not contain DHA but contains calcium and other nutrients.
Combo pack up, we feeling best. Sunshine stacks above the rest. There is no contest, it's the best mix, so we feeling best. Best value to how you're feeling. Ole cheesy, so much ripples and more. Combo pack up, flavors galore, yeah. Combo pack up, we feeling best. Sunshine stacks above the rest. There is no contest, it's the best mix, so we feeling best.
Sunshine Snacks Combo Pack, now with a new look and new mix. Grab your pack today.
Best mix, so we feeling best.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. A 32-year-old man of Sisters Village, West Bank, Demerara, was yesterday afternoon stabbed to death during an altercation with 2 colleagues at a restaurant at Good Intent, West Bank, Demerara. Dead is Devon Cummings, called Palmer. Police explained that Cummings and a friend were coming from the back dam when they saw other friends consuming alcohol at a restaurant along the way. Among the group of friends were the 2 suspects, one of whom had a cutlass in his hand. Cummings and his friend went over to join the others in consuming alcohol, police said, when a situation arose that caused Cummings to walk out of the shop. However, an argument erupted between Cummings and one of the suspects, during which the victim reportedly hit that suspect, and that led to one of the other suspects pushing him against a wall, while the other suspect pulled out a knife and dealt him a chop to his head and a stab to his chest. Both suspects then made good their escape on foot in an unknown direction. The victim was picked up and rushed to the West Demerara Regional Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries while being treated. So far, 1 person has been arrested as investigations continue. Luana McAllister joins us now to report that the Bar Association of Guyana on Tuesday called for an end to the assizes and the implementation of a single permanent court, noting that the movement of judges from one county to another is a hectic system. Here's more.
Head of the Bar Association of Guyana, Pauline Chase, made the call at the April 2022 Demerara Criminal Assizes opening on Tuesday. This periodic court is a session that was originated in England. It was then implemented in Guyana and is held in the counties of Demerara, Essequibo, and Berbice in September, January, and April. According to Chase, the time has come for the country to consider a course in modern administration.
There is now a legal year, and not quarterly, as there still is here, or such are the periodic terms. In October, the law year is opened in England. Perhaps the time has come for us to consider such a course in the modern administration of justice in Guyana.
Chase explained that the movement of judges from one county to the next every 4 months with increased caseloads is disruptive and contrary to good administration. Chase also called on the relevant authorities to now officially appoint the Chancellor and Chief Justice, who have been acting in the positions for several years. Meanwhile, delivering the feature remarks was Chancellor Acting Justice Cummins Edwards, who spoke about the importance of the rule of law. She called for procedural fairness between civil and criminal matters and also urged equal accountability before the law.
Let the rule of law be maintained and let the rule of law be upheld, even in a pandemic, even though the heavens may fall,
Even though it may appear that the entire world may be grinding to a halt, the rule of law must not be compromised, it must not fail.
Lawanda McAllister for the Evening News.
With the BA.2 variant causing surges of cases in jurisdictions around the world, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony is encouraging citizens to get vaccinated or boosted against the novel coronavirus as the country braces for a possible fresh round of infections and hospitalizations. Here are the details from Bisham Mohammed.
Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony has contended that it is only a matter of time before Guyana is hit by this new wave of BA.2 COVID infections, and as such, he is encouraging citizens to be prepared by ensuring their immunity levels are high.
So I think eventually we are going to see BA.2 coming to Guyana because, you know, we're so interconnected. So we have to look out for that. So if you've had your 2 doses, you need to, and 6 months would have passed, you need to come back and make sure that you get a booster dose. We have seen from our numbers that the numbers are pretty low when it comes to booster doses, and therefore, if those numbers remain as low as it is, and you have a BA.2 wave, then I think a lot of older people and people with comorbidities can actually get sick.
He emphasized that based on the clinical presentations, the BA.2 variant also presents mild symptoms. Nevertheless, the health minister stressed that vaccination helps. To date, 438,714 persons, or 85.5% of the adult population, have received the first dose of a COVID vaccine, while 337,660, or 65.8%, are inoculated with 2 doses.
The WHO has recommended that we should take up the second dose to 70%, and we were hopeful that we can get there by the end of this month. If we do so, then we'll get to that WHO target. But unfortunately, we are still lagging behind and not a lot of people coming forward.
For the 12 to 17 age category, 34,358, or 47.1%, are fully vaccinated, while 25,094, or 34.4%, received 2 jabs. Booster doses stands at 59,585.
We are still in our first round of boosters, and I think a lot of people are very complacent because they don't want to get their booster doses. But we have to encourage them.
Bisham Mohammed, The Evening News.
With the April 30 deadline fast approaching, the Guyana Revenue Authority is pleading with citizens to file their tax returns on time to avoid burdensome penalties. According to the GRA, efforts have been exhausted to make the process of filing tax returns less stressful, and persons should explore their options. Here's Shane Marks with the details.
Communications Officer Fabian Klaus and Public Relations Unit Manager Marcia Aris of the Guyana Revenue Authority GRA are encouraging persons to file their tax returns as required by law before the April 30th deadline to avoid penalties. The tax body currently has in place 2 tax sites locations for persons to submit their tax returns.
We're here at one of 2 sites which the GRA has and will be running up until the end of April for persons to submit their tax returns. As you are aware, April 30 is the due date for the submission of tax returns, income tax, property tax, corporation and capital gains taxes. And we want to make it quite easy and convenient for persons to submit their tax returns instead of going to the Guyana Revenue Authority's headquarters. Each year, we set up what is called tax site locations for persons to submit their tax returns conveniently. We have a number of employees as well as self-employed persons who may not have the time to go to the headquarters and may need a convenient location, and the Giftland Mall happens to be one of them.
The other GRA tax return site location is at the Amazonia Mall at Providence on the east bank of Damawara. In addition, GRA has introduced an online method for tax return drop-off.
We just want to continue to encourage everyone to ensure that they take the opportunity as it's given. Remember that this is just a facility that we are affording taxpayers so that they can come. We know for various reasons persons may not have internet access. They may not be able to file online. And so we have afforded them these facilities so that they can submit their returns. Of course, GRA is going paperless. The world has gone ahead digitally, and we want to do likewise. And so we are encouraging persons, though, as much as we're providing these facilities, we're encouraging individuals to sign up for our e-services account and to file their returns online.
The tax sites locations are open from Monday to Friday. Filing a tax return is a requirement by the Constitution of Guyana.
And if you're wondering why do I have to submit a tax return, it's a requirement under Section 60 of the Income Tax Act. As long as you're earning an income or you're carrying on business in Guyana, you're required by law to submit a tax return to the Commissioner General for the whole of your income from all sources in the preceding year. So it's a declaration of the income earned and taxes deducted or should have been deducted from January to December 2021. And we're encouraging persons to be in compliance and submit their returns on time.
Shane Marks, The Evening News.
President Dr. Irfan Ali has said that Guyana's education system would work harder to create a conducive atmosphere to produce brilliant young minds that are innovative and visionary. He made this statement during a simple ceremony at the office of the President on Wednesday, where School of the Nation's student John McGrath was officially presented with the Cambridge Learners Award after emerging as the world's top student. More in this Manic Chant report.
Nation's student, 17-year-old John McGrath, was awarded the prize and title of the world's top student for Cambridge International Advanced Subsidiary English Language after he was able to secure 99 marks out of 100 in the June 2021 examinations. The sixth form student outperformed over 1 million students from across 136 countries and is the first Guyanese to top a Cambridge AS examination. During the handing over ceremony, President Dr. Irfan Ali told McGrath that he is looking forward to his development academically and otherwise.
It is about self-development and understanding the development of the individuality of persons. And that is where our education system is going, creating educated minds that can be analytical, can be innovative, can be visionary. And that is what education should lead to. So I look forward now for the application of this skill. And I want to see your name beside global articles and writings that are celebrated.
Meanwhile, Education Minister Manic said Guyana takes pleasure in celebrating the teenager while adding that government stands ready to support him in his endeavors.
We stand here ready to support you. I want to specifically commend your school and you. This accomplishment and this achievement came on the heels of a really bad time for education in the world, when everybody was asked to do something we've never done in the history of our world, which is not study and not learn and not be educated face to face. So that makes what you did here even more special. To your school, we are very glad to be able to provide the atmosphere where you can thrive as an institution where you get to do what you love, which is to educate, as well as make it into a business. We're glad that our students and the people of Guyana have an option to go public school, which is also doing very, very well. We topped the Caribbean at both CSEC and Cape this year, as well as, or choose privately if they wish.
John McGrath is the son of tourism stalwart, former president of the Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana, Sean McGrath. The teenager has expressed interests in pursuing this field, which President Ali said is viable for the development of the country's tourism industry.
Sometimes people have a misconception about what tourism is. Tourism requires the best of writers, the best of promoters, the best of marketing skills. So your future and the field that you're going to progress in is one that is essential for the development of our country and one that is embraced by our country. There are many opportunities for you to pursue this interest here in Guyana, and I would want you to explore those opportunities.
Reporting for the Evening News, Manic, chant.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbor Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Friday, April 8th at 22:30 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Friday, April 8th at 7:50 hours for a period of 1.5 hours.
Cricketers, stakeholders welcome CPL final in Guyana, and Fernand's bags Guyana's first Pan Am Gold in Masterclass final. Details of these stories and more in the Sportcast, sponsored by Macorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Satco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store, located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rheinveld.
Gold mining can be expensive if you don't have the right tools. Mining requires engines that can pump high volumes of water and slurry, the most tried and tested of which are Dutz engines. Dutz engines are among the most reliable in the world. Where can you get them? At your #1 industrial solutions provider, Sylvies. We have them in 2 to 6 cylinders, ranging from 23 horsepower to 80 horsepower. Most miners use Dutz engines because they're lightweight, use less fuel, and require less maintenance because they are air-cooled. So what are you waiting for? If you can't make it to our 31 High and Hatfield Streets Georgetown location, we can deliver. Give us a call on 227-6226 or WhatsApp us on 623-7755 or visit our website sylviesonline.com. Sylvies Industrial Solution, proudly serving Guyana for over 4 decades.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Oh, how I love my fruta. Wherever you're pouring, I know if you love fruta as much as I do, you'd go for the 1 liter. It's the same great taste, same trusted goodness, packed with vitamins for the whole family. But now it's just a whole lot more for you to enjoy. Only $380 nationwide. Fruta.
Your child needs nutrients every day. Enfagrow has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. Enfagrow has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with Enfagrow. Let's fuel the wonder.
This product is not intended to be a substitute for breast milk. Mental development depends on various factors such as stimulation and adequate nutrition. Commercial cow's milk does not contain DHA but contains calcium and other nutrients.
It happens. Your septic tank is full. All the waste from your toilet goes into your septic tank through the sewage line. When your tank is full, the 2 most common indicators are an overflowing tank and an overflowing toilet. It is recommended that Sevon's Waste Management empty your septic tank every 2 to 3 years to avoid any embarrassment. And before you can say, shh, it's gone. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455 or 218-1156.